Hi everyone, I'm Will Decker, Director of Brand and Retail at Plug and Play. Very excited, day 2 of the Fall Summit. We're starting off our morning with the Brand and Retail Batch 10 Expo. Super excited about that, hope you are too. A couple housekeeping items. On the back of your badge, you've got Brella, a couple other links, Brella's for arranging one-to-one meetings. You also have the link to vote. So be sure as you watch our startup pitches, vote for your favorite at the end. We'll be announcing a popular vote winner. And with that, quick housekeeping note, I do want to welcome to the stage our CRO, Michael Olmstead, to give a few opening remarks.
Thank you, Will. Good morning, everyone. Has everyone had their caffeine? It's good to see some familiar faces and good to see some new faces as well. As Will said, my name is Michael Olmstead. I am the CRO here at Plug and Play, leading corporate partnerships. I specifically wanted to say a few words because I have a very soft spot for the brand and retail program since I founded it in 2012. For those of you who don't know, this was our first program that was focused on industry. And it started, I would say in middle of 2011, we had a conversation with Mike Calbert, who was leading the retail practice for KKR. And he kind of looked at Syed and I and said, hey, retail hasn't changed in a really long time. I think this might be the first industry that you guys should tackle. And from that point until now, I'm happy to say we now have 6 locations and 6 programs across the world. We've got our Silicon Valley program. We've got one in China, in Shanghai, and Beijing. We've got one in Paris. We've got one in Amsterdam. We've got one in Munich. And today in the crowd, we have corporate partners from each of those programs. So this is truly a global platform which is allowing our startups to have access to new markets. So if a company today graduates and is looking to enter into Europe, they can join our Galeries Lafayette program with Peter here, or they can join Retail Tech Hub with Claudius, or they can perhaps join our Amsterdam program with Isabel. And in turn, our corporate partners now have visibility into markets where they don't necessarily have boots on the ground. So truly creating this platform where startups can have access to new markets and our partners can have visibility. I think that's the real goal of all of these programs that we run. And this cluster this week is actually, it makes a lot of sense if you think about it. We've got brand and retail, we've got new materials and packaging, we've got food and beverage, supply chain and logistics. You got to make a product, you got to move it through the supply chain, you got to put it on the shelves, and they've got fintech on Thursday, you got to pay for the product, right? So it's end to end. So for you in the audience, I think this is an opportunity to not only meet startups and peers in your industry, but also to look outside. A major trend that we've been seeing over the last couple of years is corporate-to-corporate engagement around specific startup pilots, in turn de-risking yourself and actually helping to accelerate these projects and bring them into the market together. So like I said, be open, talk to everyone. We've got a lot of dinners in the evenings. For those of you who were there last night, it was a blast. And really just be open and ask questions. And this is for the startups. This is their graduation day. Our goal is for them to walk away with a stack of business cards and hopefully some business. So please be open to speaking with them and have a great day. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Michael. So last batch 9 Expo, I did a by the numbers and wanted to do that for batch 10. Here they are, 20 great startups. You'll see 15 today. They cover a wide range of areas. We did 75 introductions or connections made through this batch. That's up from last time. Last time we were around 66. So great activity from the community. I love seeing that. 60 are still under review or possible follow-up or pilot discussions. So very, very good results and action after those connections are made. Love to see that. We're actually very obsessed as a team on what happens after those networking events, after those deal review sessions. And these could be over email too. These are connections made through all those different types of activities that we do throughout the batch, throughout the program. 6 investments by Plug and Play into these companies in the batch and elsewhere, but for retail specifically. 3 were follow-on rounds, but still very active in this space. That's why we learn so much from you in the community. We have these wonderful startups, we want to support them any way we can, and then we feed back some of that intelligence or some of those theses as they evolve with you. If you're not awake yet, here's a bright slide for you. We as a team have gotten a lot more sophisticated in how we understand What happens next after you meet a potential new solution? So here's a little snapshot of what Plug and Play looks at after those connections are made. The bar charts here are intend to follow up, following up, pilot discussions. Really awesome. This is just from this last 3 months, just from batch 10. And it's just fun. I'm really excited. My challenge to you is if you're sitting there and you're not in one of these columns, really ask yourself, why not? Are you engaging? Are you asking the right questions, bringing the right people here? But just phenomenal. This last one, pilot conversations, up to 7. In fact, this isn't even updated for this week. We had a record number of deal flow sessions scheduled today at our headquarters. On Monday, we had about 7 scheduled for brand and retail just on that one day. So these numbers are even low. For Silicon Valley, here's our current ecosystem today. Really strong and growing. So the corporate community, it really does take you. It takes you coming here, sharing your interests with Plug and Play, giving your reverse pitch, talking to the startups, telling them about your problems that you need solved, and then driving through that change through the organization and making things happen. So thank you to all the companies working with us today. Very excited to have most, if not all of you here in the room. At the end of today's program, we will announce the winner of the Corporate Innovation Award, the one who is most active or engaged with startups through Batch 10, so make sure you stick around for that. Globally, we have some new partners in some of our programs worldwide. Just fantastic growth. In Paris, we're joined by Richemont, so thank you, excellent. Yeah, some clapping, I like it. In Amsterdam, Stella McCartney joined. Yay. And in Munich, we had S. Oliver and ANWR Group. We're seeing a lot of growth in our ecosystem from e-commerce. JD.com is here. They'll be here all week. It's fantastic. Some of you may have met them last night. We also have a lot of growth in fast-moving consumer goods. Really, really strong space for us across the global ecosystem. I find more and more that these lines, when it comes to technology innovation, don't really exist. I framed it this way because this is the way you're most familiar with seeing yourself, luxury and apparel brands in retail, FMCG, our service providers, but more and more, we're seeing very common problems, very common solutions as a platform across the retail industry. So I love that. If you're seeing something, and talk to these folks outside your category. They might have a very interesting solution that's very relevant for what you're looking to do. Today's batch, let me set some context for some of the startups you'll see pitching today. Number one theme we heard from you was around commerce happening not just in the physical store. Today, people are using their voice at home. They're driving self-driving cars or ride-sharing, and that's where they're going to discover new products or make an impulse purchase. So exploring these new avenues for the path to purchase, what sorts of technology and solution and experiences are happening, and exploring and learning from those areas is very, very important. So we'll see some startups in that space. Metail. This was all the AI that happened last year applied in retail is very personalized. So how do you market and communicate to me as an individual? How's my store experience tailored for me and my needs? And then how's the actual product, the out-of-box, the delivery, the post-purchase, how is all that something that really feels very familiar and custom to me? As always, operational efficiencies. Where can we save some money? I want a quick win, so how can I get some ROI and some dollars from working with all these great startups? How can I save on reducing footsteps for my store employees? Can I automate? That's always been a really popular one. Can I automate the back of store? Can I automate the front? Can I automate my DCs? Or other things that we can do throughout the chain to remove some of the manual inefficiencies? And new business ideas. So what are we seeing? What are the communities seeing out there that we're not even thinking about yet? And bringing some of those ideas, some of those technologies, and some of those new businesses to the table. The use cases have stayed relatively consistent in terms of the tech that fit in those categories. They just advanced a whole lot. Conversational AI, that used to be just chatbot. Right, that was just, I need something customers could engage with, or HR for common problems for employees. Now that's a whole conversational commerce area. Huge space for us right now. Robotics, it's been on there for a long time. It's because it's still so early and such a hard problem to solve. But we still see a lot of great companies coming out with that kind of a focus. And here's our global team for Plug and Play. Many of them are here today. Introduce yourselves to them. If you're from Paris, you'll recognize them because they'll have a blue halo behind their head. But it's a great team and growing. It's probably grown by over 50% this year. Just absolutely remarkable. Great teams, all working together to work with you and your communities, driving innovation and helping those new ideas from the startups get into the market faster. Now, one of those particular startups got stuck in Paris, quel dommage. But I would like for them to share their video with you here today. So please say hi to Roy from Copius. Oh, before Roy, how could I forget to thank my awesome Silicon Valley team? Could not do it without Colleen, without Ali, without Elena's new, so hopefully you're learning a lot. Everybody meet her if you haven't yet. Very excited? Yeah, there you are. Awesome. Welcome. And Kevin taking notes, putting out fires, just being awesome Kevin. So thank you all to the team. Definitely could not happen without you. And now, please welcome Roy from Copius.
Hi guys, Roy from Copius, CEO and co-founder of this 3-year-old venture-backed company based here in Paris. That's where I am right now, and I'm very sad I couldn't make it to the Expo Day. Copius today is the leader in Europe helping retailers focus on their fundamentals, that is reducing their out of stock and making sure their products are placed in the right place, increasing the productivity on the store, and optimizing their assortment and space all in one. And how do we do it? We put our artificial intelligence inside of cameras sitting on the shelf, inside of robots going around in the store, analyzing, thanks to our computer vision platform, every single product on the shelf, and making sure they get the staff to focus on the customer-facing activities and leaving the redundant work to a computer vision platform or a robot to be able to do it. That's basically how we're helping more than 8 global retailers today on the European side improve their store operations and improve their profitability in store. Going to the US, we participated in the Plug and Play program, and what it gave us is a true in-depth understanding of the US market and how to strategize to actually go to the US shortly and make sure we have a strong presence there and repeat the success that we've done in Europe in the US. A big thank you to the Plug and Play team for that. What it gave us as well is a big business development opportunity. So we met major retailers on a global scale, CPGs and other types of corporates in that market. They really facilitated the meetings there. We have met some VCs to prepare for our upcoming fund round. We also met some partners, technology partners like Panasonic, among others. So it has been a great visibility for Copius and a great program. Thank you so much again, and hope to see you guys very soon. Goodbye from Paris.